Hello, hello, Mary Farias here with 5 minutes is better than nothing, a personal development. We are on chapter 5, specialized knowledge in my book, How to Study Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. I'm on page 110 in my book. And this is an incredible little story I'm going to share with you today. He says, an educated man is not necessarily one who has an abundance of general or specialized knowledge. An educated man is one who has so developed the faculties of his mind that he may acquire anything he wants, or its equivalent, without violating the rights of others. Henry Ford comes well within the meaning of this definition. During the World War, a Chicago newspaper published certain editorials in which, among other statements, Henry Ford was called an ignorant pacifist. Mr. Ford objected to the statements and brought suit against the paper for libeling him. When the suit was tried in the courts, the attorneys for the paper pleaded justification and placed Mr. Ford himself on the witness stand for the purpose of proving to the jury that he was ignorant. The attorneys asked Mr. Ford a great variety of questions, all of them intended to prove by his own evidence that while he might possess considerable specialized knowledge pertaining to the manufacture of automobiles, he was in the main ignorant. Mr. Ford was plied with such questions as the following. Who was Benedict Arnold? And how many soldiers did the British send over to America to put down the rebellion of 1776? In answer to the last question, Mr. Ford replied, I do not know the exact number of soldiers the British sent over, but I have heard that it was a considerably larger number than went back. Finally, Mr. Ford became tired of this line of questioning, and in reply to a particularly offensive question, he leaned over, pointed his finger at the lawyer who had asked the question, and said, if I should really want the answer to answer the foolish question you have just asked, or any of the other questions you have been asking me, let me remind you that I have a row of electric push buttons on my desk, and by pushing the right button, I can summon to my aid men who can answer any question I desire to ask concerning the business to which I am devoting most of my efforts. Now, will you kindly tell me why I should clutter up my mind with general knowledge for the purpose of being able to answer questions when I have men around me who can supply any knowledge I require? There certainly was good logic to that reply. That answer floored the lawyer. Every person in the courtroom realized it was the answer, not of an ignorant man, but a man of education. Any man is educated who knows where to get knowledge when he needs it, and how to organize that knowledge into definite plans of action. Through the assistance of his mastermind group, Henry Ford had at his command all the specialized knowledge he needed to enable him to become one of the wealthiest men in America. It was not essential that he have this knowledge in his own mind. Surely, no person who has sufficient inclination and intelligence to read a book of this nature can possibly miss the significance of this illustration. What a great story. I love this story. Until I read this book, I had no idea that that actually happened to Henry Ford. I think it is wonderful to think about because we accumulate knowledge all throughout our lives. We have to pass tests, we have to get grades, we have to get into college, we have to graduate college, we have to do all these things in order to live in society as society wants us to live, right? But Henry Ford did things differently. He did. He was one of the first of his age to do what he is talking about, having a mastermind of people with specialized knowledge that will help him move forward in his life. And these attorneys were of the mindset that you have to have specific dates in your mind, and you have to know who Benedict Arnold was, and you have to know history, and you have to know this, and you have to know that because you're supposed to. That's the way we've always done it, right? And that is what Henry Ford pushed against. He moved forward away from that, and he brought into his life the information that mattered to him to move his desires forward and to fruition. So I challenge you to think about this dichotomy between generalized and specialized knowledge and the ability that you have to find the knowledge that you need when you need it. You don't have to have it in your mind all the time, right now, right now, right now. You just have to know where to find it when you need it. So that's it for today. I'll see you tomorrow.